Everybody, welcome back. It's Business, showing off the new ranked system that they have that they introduced with the release of World of Warships last week. You basically have a pretty focused game mode here with tier 6 and 7 ships only, and that includes premiums. And you progress up through these ranks. You gain a star for winning, you lose one for losing, that sort of thing. It takes a lot of wins to get to the higher ranks. And I'm not sure if you actually lose your rank at that point, if they are irrevocable, or if you just, go further and further back. That would be pretty messed up. But just showing off the rewards here. And you can see that these would definitely accumulate considerably as you go through the ranks. I would prefer if it was just no more than 3 wins to get to the next rank, because it's just a smaller pool of people. It's actually kind of hard to find some of the matches at a given time, which is unfortunate, but that should be expected considering what the game mode type is. The ships that you could get are only ranked tier 6 and 7, so ships like the Atlanta, the Cleveland, they're able to be used. You can use the Sims, the premium destroyer as well. The Miyoko is a very popular choice, along with the Cleveland, of course. There's a lot of good that comes with the Miyoko because of that speed. That is a huge factor in being able to respond when you have less players, since it's only a 7-on-7 format. The Nagato, the Fuso, I'm not sure actually which one I would prefer to go with. I'd probably say the Nagato, just because of the additional AA, the extra range. Actually, no, it doesn't have extra range, but that sort of thing. I do, of course, recommend the New Mexico, but the Colorado does have a place in this. It has really good armor, and it has a great AA complement as well. So I mean, you can see that AA defense goes up drastically by the third hull. It's definitely something that's worth considering if you want to actually avoid random battles. With the Colorado, you might do better in ranked with it. I'm actually kind of curious about that now. But the destroyers, I would definitely go only tier 7. I mean, the Farragut is okay, but the Mayhem, I think, would be a lot better. The Matsuki, the Hatsuharu, you definitely have some argument there between the two. Honestly, in my opinion, it just comes down to whatever works best for you. If you're more proficient with a particular ship than a higher tier, lower tier one, or whatever that's available, then by all means go with that. Just know what you're doing, because your ship matters so much more than a random battle, that's for sure. Carriers, haven't really seen too many, but they definitely impact the game quite a bit, and if you're not sticking together, you're so screwed. Without the AA bubble to cover your battleships, or to try to prevent them from spotting your team's destroyers, assuming you have destroyers, and obviously assuming there's any carriers in the match to begin with, because I've been in a few of the ranked battles that only have cruisers and battleships, no destroyers and no carriers. But there's a lot going on as far as the smaller battles, the team makeup. It all matters so much more than a regular match, and people still play it in a manner that is just not conducive to winning. And I'm not sure if there's an expectation of other people to carry them or what, but if you're in ranked, you have to be really aware of a lot of the things that happen in the match, the mechanics at play, how the game actually works. I think there's more going on here than people realize, and they jump into ranked expecting to get, instant gratification, and it's not like that at all, at least not to me. And just taking a look at this gorgeous no rust skin by AWOL Freedom on the New Mexico, it looks fantastic. And I'm still trying to coax him into doing the Amagi, because I play that ship a lot and I love the damn thing. So I want to see a nice, sleek, clean version of that. But eventually he'll get around to it. But in this match, again, we don't have carriers on either side. I will say I've seen a few matches with a tier disparity with carriers. So tier 6 on my team and tier 7 on theirs, and vice versa. It's already happened a few times. You can only have one carrier and a limited number of battleships each team. And I think it's either 2 or 3, but that goes under the assumption that there's any other ships to pull from in the queue. So if you have, say, 15 battleships and 15 cruisers, you're going to get more battleships than you would normally. But, so yeah, in this match, just working our way towards B, and we, at the moment, have an AFK destroyer. I would be more concerned about the other New Mexico that's lagging behind if there were an enemy carrier in play, but luckily that's not the case, so it's not too much of a concern that he's a little behind. And that may not look like a lot, but when it comes to a carrier attacking your team, that's plenty enough space for him to be able to drop torpedoes and get the hell out of there before the Cleveland shred all of his planes. So we make first contact here and take out one of the 4 turrets on the Cleveland. That always helps. If I can get any of the turrets on enemy ships, honestly, it makes things a lot better. They do have a few Clevelands. Actually, what is it? It's 3 or 4. And I don't know why this guy's going so slow, but I wasn't able to punish him for his mistake as much as I wanted to. But we get a few bad dispersion shots in this match, but it ends up being really good. And I will say, this honestly is the only match that was like really above average that I've played so far in ranked. And as of this video, I've played 15 matches and I'm still at rank 20 or something, because win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2. It's a horrible pattern. My average damage is good. My overall effect on the match is good, but sometimes you just get into bad spots or you get left behind by teammates. And good salvo there against that Cleveland. So now I'm wondering why people are playing this like it's a regular random battle. These 2 Clevelands that are off to my right, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but the thing is, in my experience so far, I mean, especially since we have such a low threat of torpedoes, there's no reason for our group to break up at all. We should definitely be sticking together in a pretty tight group, enough to obviously still maneuver and whatnot. They do have a Sims on their team, and he, remember that whole dispersion thing? Yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing shot. So, not like I had control over exactly where those shells landed, but still, it's that wasn't one I was very happy about, of course. And for whatever reason, our Cleveland is going through the gap here. Like, I mean, I don't know what the hell he's doing, and I think he ends up helping in the end. But that is the type of play when you only have 7 ships on each team. That's the type of play that can actually cost you the match. It's something as simple as that. And I know there's another cruiser up there now, but you know, you're supposed to focus targets. You're supposed to, you know, get them on fire and you know, provide cover, so on and so forth. And this guy's just wandering away. So, you know, if you have ADD, do not go into ranked, please. You're just doing your team a disservice. And it's not that cruisers are the only ones that do this. Obviously, all ships, because it has nothing to do with the ship. It has everything to do with the player. Get tunnel vision, and I mean, it happens to me. I'm not sure if it actually happens frequently, but you know, I make stupid decisions all the time as well. But you really have to make an effort to minimize those in ranked. And again, it just goes back to the 7v7. Everything matters considerably more in this scenario, this game mode, than any other. And I wish people would kind of understand that fact, like, right off the bat. But you know, it's more the fact that people don't tend to learn from those mistakes, and they're not applying any type of experience to the next match. And you know, more power to you. You know, I know not everybody picks up and learns a game as quickly as others, and that's okay. But when somebody's giving you direction, please, by all means, follow it. So, I have a good chance to just have something sweet there. That would have been such a highlight if I knocked out one or both of those guys, but managed to get hits on both of them. And there goes that Cleveland. So we've both lost a cruiser, and starting to push into their northern part of the map here, where I'm pretty sure actually that New Mexico was AFK for the first bit of the match. We still have the enemy sims right there on the cap circle, and trying to send a salvo into this Cleveland here, so we can kind of give our destroyer there some breathing room. Our two destroyers, sorry, some breathing room. And here he comes. And I did switch to HE with the anticipation of having a shot like this, so that's why it's only on 12 seconds remaining until I can fire against him. But the last thing I want is to lose our destroyers, and I really hope that destroyers seek out the enemy destroyers, because they're such a huge threat to everybody. And I just go full salvo into this and manage to kill, so that's good. But taking a look around, reassessing things, got another Cleveland right over there, New Mexico to the north. The Warspite is in center along with the Cleveland. So I think we're in a decent position right now. We did lose our Cleveland that went through the gap. So somebody else took him out, and just lining up yet another Cleveland. I expect to see a lot of them, by the way. Oh, that's something I wanted to say. Make sure you use the premium repair cooldown and the heal cooldown if you're a battleship. You will need it all the time, trust me. You'll go through all of your heals, and you'll be on that repair cooldown almost the entire time, because of the amount of Clevelands, and the fact that you're guaranteed to face at least actually, I shouldn't say you're guaranteed to face at least one Cleveland, but you should expect 2 to 3 is pretty much the mentality I've had. But a few people seem to realize that they should probably be running the Miyoko instead, and I've been seeing a lot more of those in the later matches that I've had. So seeing as he just fired at me, he has just as long a reload as I do. I'd say he has about 10 more seconds than I do, roughly, before he can fire again. So I'm trying to time my turn and my reload, and those were, I guess, one of his other turrets, his rear turrets or something, but they do get some damage in me. But trying to line them up. There we go. I could take some damage here. I'm not too worried about that. Still have one more heal cooldown after this one remaining after triggering it. So, get some good damage. Not bad penetration at all. We're still down about 70 points. So we need to make sure that we don't have anybody else die. And, you know, we can... I'm trying to... Actually, in just a moment here, I'll be telling our destroyer to the south who doesn't seem to be moving to engage these guys to go ahead and cap. And I'm pretty certain this Cleveland, or maybe it was the other one, shooting AP at me, which okay, I'm okay with that if I'm not going to take much damage. So turned out to be for the better anyways, considering the outcome of this match. But already earned high caliber, so that's a plus. And let's see, just kind of trailing away, trying to sort of pull them away from the cap so they can't respond to it when our destroyer does get on it. And you know, they're certainly focused on myself and the other New Mexico here, trying to time my turns so I can now turn back and start being aggressive. So now they absolutely have to focus on me, and they won't be able to respond to the cap. And get another really good salvo there. So 9 hits for 17,000 damage. That should be, I think that's I think that's about 6 penetrations, maybe 7, and a couple bounces as well. So I I love the ship. Like the way it hits, when it hits, is fantastic. But it tends to hit a lot more often than the Colorado did, in my experience. But sending off another salvo to this New Mexico, just trying to finish him off because we need some points quickly. Oh, by the way, just to mention, you don't have 1,000 point cap limit. It's 800, so there's a little bit more pressure to get things done. You have to bear that in mind. Matches can go very quickly because of that. Even though there's fewer ships, you lose one battleship and it's a massive blow to your points, and you know, a boon to theirs. So just trying to finish off this New Mexico. I only fire 2 cannons because pretty sure that's all I need. So start turning my ship, get my rear cannons on, and try to finish the Cleveland with this this salvo as well. And that gave us a big boost, of course, while we're capping. Boom. Got the other Cleveland out, and now we are in full control of this match, just like that. And the Warspite is... oh, I don't know, actually. I guess he's going mostly for the other New Mexico, but he's taking a more passive stance in terms of, you know, not really turning towards myself or the other New Mexico, and he's just trying to have some self-preservation at this point instead of actually trying to win. So you do see that a fair bit more in the ranked matches, at least, again, so far in my experience, which is relatively limited at 15 matches, but these are just the general impressions, of course. Let's see. And again, you know, these cannons, the way they penetrate, I love it. They get a lot of damage out of pretty much any ship that they face, but seems like the fatter the target, the better it does. Now, don't get me wrong, the amount of Omahas you can one-shot in this, like, man, it's fantastic doing that. But manage a victory and a hell of a total here. 447,000 credits in, and that's just with premium. That's not a bonus or anything. 2,800 base XP, so yay. But generally, I do think this is a good mode. I just think it needs a bit more work. But, you know, let me know what you think about the ranked matches, and I'll see you here next time. Take care.